guys, Amy here tonight to talk about mind control. When I made my first video, I had talked, just briefly mentioned that I had been out of Watchtower for a pretty long time, but I still felt like it was part of Watchtower mind control that they train you to be afraid of apostates. That even though I sort of was an apostate, I still had that lingering fear to seek them out. And someone had commented on that video and asked me to give some more examples of mind control, which I thought was a great idea. So I am going to do that right now. First of all, I want you to know that if you're interested in the subject of occult mind control or mind control among Jehovah's Witnesses, there are so many videos out there that go into detail about exactly what things Watchtower publishes, what they say, the broadcasting, the literature, everything like that that they do to control the rank and file. Watch those videos because they're going to be better than this one. I'm just going to talk about some things from my life because that's what I know about. Another thing that I want to recommend is this book, which is Combating Cult Mind Control by Stephen Hassan. This book was written in the 80s. This is his original version. After he wrote this book, he was getting contacts from Jehovah's Witnesses, ex-Jehovah's Witnesses, everyone saying, "You described Jehovah's Witnesses so well in this book. You described my feelings and my experiences. Why didn't you mention Jehovah's Witnesses?" And it was because he didn't know anything about them. So he did go on to learn about them, and he has a newer version of this book, which is out now. I haven't read it, but I guess it does mention Jehovah's Witnesses and gives some specific examples in it. But one of the things from this book that he talked about was doctrine over person. Now, I can't think of anything really better to describe the Jehovah's Witness experience than doctrine over person. If you have been following any of the news about the child sex abuse scandals, watching the Australian Royal Commission into child sexual abuse, it will be extremely evident to you that what's important is doctrine. It's always doctrine over person. It's not, the people in authority and Watchtower. It's not like they're looking at the victim and what the victim went through. That's not what's important. It's doctrine. It's not even that they're looking to solve the problem. The attitude is, well, you're the secular government, you do it. This is our doctrine, we're following our doctrine. It's always doctrine over person. When I was a kid, in probably like second grade, I knew then it was doctrine over person. I didn't, know it in that language, but I knew that there's a certain way you're supposed to be, and that's really all that matters. You have to be following the doctrine. I remember in school, we had to create a book about ourselves. And couple of the questions in the book we had to fill out was, what was our favorite book and what did we want to be when we grow up? And just the thought of asking those opinion questions to Jehovah's Witness is a little ridiculous because I knew that it wasn't about me. It wasn't about what I wanted. It was about Watchtower. You always should be giving an answer that coincides with what Watchtower wants. It's not about you. So I wrote for my favorite book, the Bible, because that was the acceptable Jehovah's Witness answer. And for what you want to be when you grow up, I wrote a mom. Now, I know that there are a lot of women out there that their goal is to be a mom, and there is absolutely nothing at all wrong with that. I'm not trying to judge that, but I was not one of those people. I didn't want to babysit. I didn't want to hold babies. I wasn't into it. It wasn't my thing. I knew at that age that I should be a pioneer when I grow up, but I couldn't write that. No one at school is going to know what that means. They're going to think I'm talking about some pilgrim thing or something. It's not going to make any sense. So the only thing I could think of that was an acceptable answer was to write that I wanted to be a mom. So that's what I put. With Jehovah's Witnesses, even when you study with them, you're not really allowed to have an opinion. They give you the paragraph of the questions and you repeat the answer back to them. You don't give an opinion. You don't go outside of the doctrine. It's always about the doctrine. Another thing that is huge with cult groups is in-group, out-group. I am chosen by God. I am moral and good and honest, and then you are debauched, selfish, no natural affection, just no morals, really. It's you without the morals, and then it's us as God's chosen people. That's very, very important that the in-group, out-group is constantly reinforced. And this one actually is the strongest, I think, for me anyway. I guess even to this day, sometimes I don't necessarily have the thing anymore where I feel like I'm good and other people are sinners. It's not that, but sometimes that feeling of division is still there. If I meet an ex-witness, it's kind of like a kindred spirit. This person is the same as you. You just kind of feel comfortable right away. Whereas if I, meet someone at work or a coffee shop or something like that, a regular person, it's kind of that feeling of not belonging right away. That's just kind of the first, thing that I have that I need to overcome. And I think it was because of just constantly my whole life that it's us and it's them. There's always a division. Another thing that is very important is infallibility. The Watchtower Doctrine, what Watchtower is currently saying at the time, can never be wrong. If something doesn't make sense or isn't working, it's you. It couldn't be the society. It couldn't be that the understanding is wrong. It's always you that is wrong. When I was in my early 20s, I was sort of doing the double life thing. I had a really hard time with all of the rules of being a witness, and I felt like a robot. I just wanted to, experience life a little bit. And, I guess I thought maybe the couple of guys that I would meet each year walking around the very top of the convention center at the assembly, I don't know, it just didn't seem like enough options. I didn't really think there was enough JW men out there. I didn't think I would really meet anyone. I had started to date someone that I had worked with, and we would have debates sometimes. I would try to witness to him. because my plan as a highly indoctrinated Jehovah's Witness was that I would try to bring him into the religion, try to convert him, or if that didn't work, then maybe we'd get married, everything would be wonderful. I would go to the elders and confess any and everything I've ever done. I would get disfellowshipped. I would sit in the back of the Kingdom Hall and look ashamed for a year, and then I'd be reinstated and everything would be fine. You know, it wasn't ideal, but seemed like an option. But I definitely, my first goal was to convert him. So if you are dating a Jehovah's Witness out there, run. Get the hell out. They want to convert you. That is the goal. I don't care what they say. That's what they want. But, you know, of course it never worked because he was a regular guy who had critical thinking skills. But it had been so ingrained in me to internalize all of that. You know, if I was witnessing to someone and they didn't believe it, they weren't coming into the religion, that was my fault. I wasn't doing a good enough job. I had blood on my hands because this person is going to die at Armageddon now, all because I'm not good enough. And, you know, it couldn't be that the doctrine's wrong. That's impossible. And any time that he would talk, try to make an argument, something like that, I wouldn't even be listening. I would just be scouring my brain for the perfect Jehovah's Witness answer, you know, something I had heard from the reasoning book or from an assembly part. Sorry about that. My dog has something to say about this apparently. But yeah, you don't even listen because it's impossible for this doctrine to be wrong. So there you have it. Those are the examples of mind control that I've thought of just now that have influenced my life, and that's what I'm going to cover for this video. I hope that someone has found this interesting, and I hope you take care.